My greetings to all the organic friends in New Zealand. I recall very fondly my many visits for not just promoting the organic movement in New Zealand, but also keeping New Zealand GMO free. As an island, New Zealand is perfect for going organic as a country. It's a young country under current governance systems, of course an ancient country under the Maoris, and it can so easily disengage from the destructiveness of an industrialized, globalized system that is 50% responsible for the greenhouse gas emissions and climate change, that is 75% responsible for desertification, land degradation, 75% of the water destruction and pollution comes from an industrial food system, and I would say about 90% of the species extinction is because of the use of chemicals and poisons, because there's only one thing that distinguishes organic with industrial: the deployment of war chemicals that came out of Hitler's Germany. And the agrochemical industry is the IG Farben and their partners. And surely it is time now, if we are waking up to making peace with the earth, to make a true peace by getting rid of war chemicals. We must stop this war against the earth. And the first place to begin is, of course, make New Zealand organic. Over a decade, by 2030, a poison-free, glyphosate-free, GMO-free New Zealand. New Zealand will be prosperous, future generations will be prosperous, and the world will be grateful that a little island nation set an example. I would, of course, immediately ban glyphosate. It was always wrong. It was a lie that it doesn't affect human health. After all, our gut has bacteria that have the shikimate pathway, and so many of the diseases are related to how chemicals like Roundup have devastated our gut microbiome. And of course, the biodiversity of the soil, the biodiversity of plants. A chemical designed to kill everything green is an ecocidal instrument. It should never have been used. I'm old enough to have been in the negotiations of the Convention on Biological Diversity, where the Monsanto speakers would say, we have become so smart that we can prevent the weeds from stealing the sunshine. On our beautiful Navdanya farm, we have bountiful biodiversity. We have medicinal plants that grow on their own and edibles, amazing crops we never planted. They're not weeds, they're biodiversity. To call biodiversity weeds and then to create instruments of war isn't a very smart thing to do. We should call these dumb technologies. And GMOs, including the new GMOs, have no place. When I worked with the Convention on Biological Diversity, and I was appointed by the UN to write the framework for the Biosafety Protocol, which became the Cartagena Protocol, it was so clear that GMOs do destabilize. And now we have evidence that the first generation has totally failed. The Roundup Ready crops, the GMO BT cotton have absolutely failed. And now the old industry, along with the help of philanthrocapitalists, want new GMOs. But they want to bring these new GMOs by deregulating the biosafety measures. This is the war that's going on right now in England, in Europe. And I think New Zealand should stand firm and say, new GMOs are old GMOs and we need strict, scientific, honest, independent biosafety. For capacity building, I would say let's have gardens as places for teaching, like our school, the Beach Vidyapith, the Earth University. It has grown with the plants as teachers, the butterflies and bees as teachers. Every child of every school should be privileged to have nature as teacher. Start a garden in every school and start organic schools in every community. Around the world, there's a waking up that colonialism was based on land grabbing. It is now time to give the land back to Mother Earth. And in the process, give it back for stewardship to the first people of every place. It is time to take instruction from the earth and she gives organic instructions. It is time to work with indigenous people as teachers who have seen the earth as their teacher. That is how indigenous societies sustain themselves over millennia. If we have to have a future and not go extinct with other species, we'll have to go organic, we'll have to go humble. The word humus, which is what organic produces, is the root of the word human. Let us reclaim our humanity, not just from being human, but having a future. It's an exciting time for the organic movement. I wish you the very best for your gathering and all strength for a decade of transition from a poisoned world to an organic world.